What? Yeah. Yeah. Monday, Monday, Monday. Monday is a Monday, and like I said, it's a Monday. Oh, here comes Victoria. Look out. It's Monday, and Punky Pam, first one to the chat. Let me adjust your levels there, babe. I gotta adjust your levels over here and make sure that you sound real good. Let's see, Punky Pam, first one to the chat. Luke's Aquatics. We're gonna do some live. I'm actually gonna put on headphones here for a second, you guys, because I gotta hear Victoria. Make sure she sounds super good. So let me check this out. I know that my audio is suitable, but other than that, maybe a little bit loud, and a little bit echoey, because I still got the echoey going on in here. All right, Victoria on mic 2.
Check.
Check. Hot on the mic.
Check. 1, 2.
Oh, there she is. She sounds like a human, which is pretty good.
No arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Hey, that's copyright material. Don't break the copyright.
Oh.
Don't break the bank with the copyright, you know. Let's see, what do we got here? We got Gone Mad, we got Sergeant Tank, we got Big Pedro, we got Olympia Shrimpery, and Gone Mad's here for the Biddy Brown show. Biddy Brown is right here. Right over there. Let me please hold while I adjust the camera here. Oh, there's the Biddy Brown. Hold on, I gotta adjust the camera. What is gotta? Well, there we go. Either way, we'll just do a double shot, and I guess the let me move this. Hold on a second here. So we have the YouTube chat. I'll put the chat here in the middle. I don't know if it would be hard to read, but either way, we'll move the chat to the middle, and I'll be over here on this side. Vicky's got her Confused Squid shirt on, which we got in from some Alaska guys. Who was that?
I don't remember the name of the company, but it was
some guys in Alaska that make T-shirts.
Some screen printing company out of Alaska that was at the Emerald City Comic-Con.
Emerald City Comic-Con.
What up?
Well, that's good. But let's see. Sergeant Tank's here also. Did I say hi? And Luke's Aquatics and Punky Pam, along with some other lurkers, the creeps and the sweeps in the background. All right. It was Monday today. We should get a bit of a weather update here. It's no longer smoky and hot.
No.
Right?
No.
No.
No longer smoky and hot.
It's no longer smoky and hot.
Yes.
Gotta be real quiet when Vicky's on the mic.
The answer is yes, Bob.
Oh, no longer smoky and hot. Yes. So luckily, nice day today. About 74 and not smoky, which is an upgrade for sure. We just got to check out a lovely sunset out there that was not a smoky sunset. So realistically, today and yesterday, probably the first days that it wasn't super smoky here for a couple of weeks, which was weird in its own right to have all that smoke and all that craziness going on, right?
It was awful.
It was awful. I think it was It was way out of the norm for Western Washington. One of the great things about Western Washington is we're so close to the coast, and we get all these storm fronts coming in, but it does blow out all the bad exhaust, I guess, right? The car exhaust, the smog. That's the word I'm looking for, right?
Yeah.
Smog. It blows out all the smog, and then we get to often have light and airy, fresh air, right, from the air. As Olympia Shrimps is saying, so nice to see, or so nice to sleep with a blanket once again. Although it was like weirdly warm in our house last night.
It was.
It was like weirdly warm. I don't know why it was
we have
warm.
Two small furry furnaces that sleep with
Well,
us.
we got the Biddy Brown and Mr. Chippy McChipperton over there just being little dog heater blankets. Yeah, the Canadians are trying to smoke us out with their bad weed. Their weed smells like
Campfire.
Like a campfire. That's not good. That's not good. I think most everybody that watches this knows that I don't smoke weed. Obviously, being sober guy. Coming up on 1,200 days sober. How do you like them apples?
Yeah.
How do you like them crab apples?
They're good.
Pretty good. Crab apples.
They're good.
You could make a pie out of those, right? Okay. Well, what else happened today? Today I spent most of my day painting and doing trim work, which pretty enjoyable kind of work that I like to do. What are you looking at? You're just staring off into the distance?
I'm looking at the live chat on
Oh,
the
you're
YouTube
watching the
thing.
live chat. Oh, okay.
Sorry, and I can't tell which.
That's weird because I'm looking at the monitor over here.
Oh, it is that camera.
Yeah, it's this camera right here.
Oh.
But I was just wondering, like, because you were like just like spaced out. I was like, what's happening with my co-host? What's happened to my co-host?
I was reading.
Did you fall asleep? Is it that boring?
No, I can't read the live chat on
up there, yeah.
Up here because it's.
Well, you have to read it over here too, because if you read it over here, you're delayed.
Well, yeah. I know that because I can tell when I'm watching the live stream from the living room.
Right.
I can hear you in here, and you're responding to the live chat, and it's hard to track what's going on.
It's hard to track what's going on because you're here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's difficult for my lady to know what's going on. So let's see. So what else happened today? Traffic was actually pretty good today, I would say, for me. Traffic was fine. I didn't encounter any weirdos today, which is an improvement over a lot of days that I've had recently. Seems recently I seem to encounter the weirdest people. Oh, although here's a good thing that happened to me this morning. I had to get gas this morning, which, by the way, was $50 to fill up. Mm-hmm. It was a brutal kick in the balls.
I filled up 2 gas tanks
on
Sunday.
All right, well, yeah.
Baby, don't be on Dad's wheel.
She's one-upping me, guys. She's one-upping me because she had to fill up 2 gas tanks, right?
Office chairs.
Oh, she's quick on her feet. The Biddy Browns is quick on her feet. No worries. But while I was at the gas station, this dude was like filling up a Sprinter van, like a work van, you know, and he spilt gas like all over the place, like big time. And it was an odd situation because I really wasn't ready to deal with people. It was early morning, right? And the guy, all he did was just cleaned. He went into the spill kit. You know, the big yellow spill kit thing at the gas station? Mm-hmm. And he got out the big sock thing, and he wiped off the side of his van with just the sock, and then just threw the sock on the ground. Just like over there, like not where the gas was spilling. But then I was looking at him, and there was still gas pouring out of the bottom of his van. It was quite odd.
Well, at least he wasn't like...
spritzing with it?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he thought it was cologne. I mean, you're right. Maybe he thought. But then there was gas spilling out of his van, and he got in his phone. He got in his van and started playing with his phone. And so I said, I can't deal with this. I gotta go. So hopefully he made it okay. But there was a lot of gas pouring out of the bottom of his van. Hopefully, maybe I should look up on the news and see if there was a van fire this morning.
How not to gas up your Sprinter?
Your Sprinter. Do you have Sprinter? This is not how you.
This is not how you sprinting.
This is not how you Sprinter. Oh, Captain Spicy is Canadian. Oh, that's good. Well, hey, no, I don't have any problems with Canadians. No. It was the smoke was coming from Canada. That was the problem. We had spent 2 weeks down here. Wherever you went outside, it looked cloudy, but it was not clouds. It was smoke.
It was just a haze.
It was just this crazy haze. It looked foggy out a lot of times when you went outside. It looked foggy, but it wasn't fog. It was smoke. It was pretty crazy. Big Pedro, they got mad at him in Oregon for pumping his own gas. That's true. You can't pump your own gas in Oregon.
Probably because of people who drive Sprinters.
Probably because people that drive Sprinters and spill gas all over the place and then just get on their phone and drive around.
Yeah.
And then probably catch on fire. I don't know. It's still a mystery whether he was on fire or not. Maybe I'll look that up and see if there was a van fire on the I-5. On the I-5.
Maybe.
Watch out on the I-5, lane 4. Hey, van fire.
Why does your hair always look like mad scientist hair? Look at.
Somebody's got to be the new Doc Brown. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got to be the new Doc Brown. I'm having a drink water.
Captain Spicy. His name is Jeremy?
Allison Chains. Oh, man, you got me. That one got me. Allison, what? Get it? Allison Chains.
Oh.
Allison Chains. Like Lane Staley, you know? I'm the man in the box. Right?
Yes.
Is that how that goes?
Yes.
Buried in dog shit. Wait, no, is that?
No, that's not right.
That's not how it goes?
No.
Oh. I was close. Oh, is that actually your name?
That's awesome.
That's actually your name?
That's really awesome, actually.
That's crazy.
That's rad.
That's crazy that that's actually your name, but that's badass. That's totally cool. Total coincidence, right? You're probably like 30 years old and just gone like, stupid Lane Staley and those idiots from Seattle been screwing around this whole time.
The real question is, was it because your parents were fans?
Oh, maybe you're... Yeah, I guess that would depend on your age, right?
I guess so.
That'd be depend on your age. Like, if your name was Matthew McConaughey before Matthew McConaughey started doing McConaughey stuff,
right?
Like spray tanning and driving around Cadillacs or whatever he does.
I just had to go on the record saying that I hate those commercials. The only one that I like is when he's talking to the dogs about what they want for dinner.
You like that one?
That's the only.
Hey man, you guys think we should get Taco Bell?
Yeah, that's the only one that's remotely cute.
We're not gonna get Taco Bell.
Yeah,
we're not gonna get Taco Bell, you dogs. All right.
Yeah, but other than that, no, not digging it. No? Although he's a good actor.
But like, if your name was Matthew McConaughey before that, and you were just like some dude, right?
Yeah.
And then that guy comes along. Now you got to change your name, you know?
Oh. Then you just go by Matt.
Or like if your name was Ferris Bueller.
Or middle name. Oh yeah, Ferris Bueller. Yeah.
You're like, I just have a weird name, and then all of a sudden this movie comes out, and you got to change your name, right? You guys should watch Jim Carrey SNL spoof of those commercials.
Heck yes, I like Jim Carrey.
Oh, I would watch that. I'll check that out. I was actually watching a painting documentary that Jim Carrey apparently does a lot of painting now, which is which was really entertaining. I guess it's a long documentary. It's like,
was that a clip from the documentary?
I think that was a clip from the documentary.
Man, that was good.
That there's actually like an hour or hour and a half long thing where they follow him around and he's doing whatever.
Person.
Very interesting guy. That's a smart dude. That's a really smart dude that got rich from being, and famous and stuff, and then like started to do more with it instead of just like being in more movies or whatever. It was like, oh, now I've done this for a while. Cool. Everybody could watch my 15 years of movies, right? And then goes like, oh, I'm gonna try some other stuff. Yeah. I think that's cool. Those are the kind of guys that I admire for sure, right? You're like, oh, there's like an evolution to this human being, like an actual person. right? That's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool.
Actors are actual people, though.
I know, but I'm not saying that they aren't people, but some of them just stick in the thing, and then that's all that they do, because they might just
and
they might just be kind of a one-dimensional person, which I know some people in normal life that are like that. Like Mr. Joel Gillett and his TPS reports.
Ooh.
That's all he cares about is TPS reports. That's it. That's what he told me.
Oh.
He said he cares about nothing but TPS reports. It's the only thing.
Oh. Is he even here? Oh,
yeah, he's here. Oh, Eve Daigel's here. Crurudrid.
Crewquid?
Crewquid. Oh,
Crewquid?
it's good that Vicky's here. She can figure out people's names. Who did I miss?
Guessing.
Oh, Aquarium Cop is here. What's up?
Aquatic hobbyist.
And I don't know if I missed anybody else in the chats. Oh, but hey, FU2's here. Right on.
Cover sheets. Gotta have the cover sheets.
Like people that only keep fresh water. Oh, spicy. Some people prefer one thing or another. But
wait, what?
Actually, speaking of that, that reminds me that yesterday I was on Jimmy and Corey's live stream. I popped on, they had a Facebook one, and then I clicked on it, and then it automatically takes you into it on the Facebook live stream. It's like different. You live stream to Facebook instead of YouTube's. And I popped in there, and apparently they're interested in doing a reef tank at this point, which they were asking me to possibly come help them do a reef tank or whatever. So we might be doing that when we get back from Alaska to some degree. I don't know. And then, another thing that happened yesterday that's been going around in the Northwest area here is somebody posted a free 700-gallon acrylic aquarium.
And thank you,
you just had to haul
Carson, for sharing that with Joel.
No, it's been shared all around. It's not just Carson. It's been going around. Somebody posted this post, and it's turning out that this may or may not be a troll situation.
What?
That somebody posted a fake ad for it.
No, I know. My wasn't like, what? Like, what's a troll? It was like, what? Why would somebody do that?
We're not. Well, what do you call it? The motive? The motive is unknown. But that is an ongoing slight saga in the Western Washington area.
Somebody's trying to take advantage of fish keepers.
It's unknown. It's really unknown what it is. But it apparently has something. The guy who posted like his phone number and stuff, it's a Google phone number. It's like not even a regular standard cell phone or a landline or anything. It just goes to Google voicemail. So I don't know, and it sounds really weird. And then somebody claimed that they went and got the tank. They went and got it, and then they sold it to somebody else, but yet they couldn't. There was this long thread of all these people arguing like, oh, if you went and actually got this for real, then why don't you just post a picture of it? You know, you're like responding on your phone. Why don't you just go take a picture of it? And the guy was like, oh, I already sold it for like $2,200 because somebody had offered him like $500. Like, oh, if you went and got it, hey, I'll give you $500 for it if you want to just bring it. He's like, I've got it in my trailer and blah 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 and this and stuff, and it's ongoing, pretty hilarious.
Why are people so strange when it comes to stuff like that? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Craigslist people are weird.
Yeah, it was,
I've had better luck with Facebook Marketplace than.
Yeah, typically Facebook Marketplace is pretty reliable because,
yeah.
I mean, it's pretty easy to tell if somebody's real or not.
Yeah, the other thing I don't like is that why don't people respond and be like, no, I'm sorry, that's not posted anymore, or like take your ad down.
That's something that's always bugged me with Craigslist is like, if you sold it, just take the ad down.
Yeah.
It's really easy. Like they send you a link that's super easy to take it down.
Sounds fishy.
Sounds fishy. Yeah, it was weird. So that was something that was going on locally, which was kind of interesting. But something that actually happened was Vicky and I went and got a bunch of wood yesterday from our buddy Long Woo, who you guys have seen a couple little clips of setting up the 180s at his house. He was actually breaking down a bunch of stuff at his house, so we went and got a bunch of wood from him.
Chicken coop wood and some fencing and things like that.
that he just had a bunch of extra from on his. He's kind of cleaning out his property. So big shout out to Long Wu because we went and grabbed. That's a big help. It's a big help to build out some of the fencing that we got going here and stuff coming up in the next couple weeks, along with getting staged for the greenhouse and all that. So we're for the aquaponics and the pond and all that. I would say we're both really excited about getting on that. It's dark out now, so we're doing the live stream now because it's dark out.
Yes.
Unless you want to go dig in the dark.
No, and putting that.
Last time we dug in the dark, Vicky hit me in the head with a shovel, like really hard.
Hello, what is that? Rurutu?
That's Rurutu.
Rurutu.
Yeah.
Hello.
Rurutu of Rurutu fame.
Oh, how am I in the garden?
No, how is the garden?
How is the garden?
Yeah.
The garden is not where I had hoped it would be. But considering the fact that we didn't get moved and planted until what? May?
June. Probably June, because we didn't have any of the beds put in.
Yeah.
So we didn't
we didn't get any plants in the ground until kind of late, so our squash plants are not doing good, which I have vegetable garden envy of friends right now because people are bringing in extra zucchini and cucumbers and they got all this produce from their garden, and I'm like, but my squash plants have 4 leaves on them, and I don't know. It's not where I want it to be, but hoping to plan better for next year and get a better garden going. Although I have found out companion planting is a real thing. It's really awesome.
What's that?
So companion planting is where you group particular plants together because they either put stuff in the soil or take stuff out of the soil that other plants that you group them with need. Mm-hmm. And so the tomatoes, the basil, and the pepper plants together, that's the companion planting thing. And they're doing awesome, and I'm
that's like when you and I were talking about monocropping. You actually need to rotate your crops if you're going to do a big field. Mm-hmm. But you could do that in the beds in the same season, right? Mm-hmm. Because and I'm just throwing an example here of a couple things that we have. This isn't actually what they are, but let's say the basil root's 3-inch. The cucumber root is 7-inch, and the tomato root is 12-inch. Mm-hmm. Those are all random. That's not what those do. But let's say that they all do that, right? Mm-hmm. They would all be a good mix together because one's pulling from here, one's pulling from here, one's pulling from here, and then when you clip them and let them die, they'll actually put back whatever the other ones, basically. Right?
Interesting.
One's pulling from deep. One's pulling from high up. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the rotating the crops. That's the big thing with rotating the crops too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going year to year, but this way you do it all in the same year, so that you're not just doing straight zucchini all across, and then let's say that the zucchini strips just the top, and then try to do zucchini there again, whereas let's say with the basil is going deep and pulls up stuff to the surface so that the next zucchini can keep going next year, right? Help keeps it turned and stuff.
Well, I don't. I'm not sure that I've read too much on that particularly. I know you have to rotate your beds. If you do a full bed of tomatoes, you don't want to. I mean, you can plant tomatoes. That's just an example, but you'd want to rotate your squash and your green leafy and your,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I do. I'm doing better with. I'm doing better with my flowers right now.
Flowers are doing better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We got a lot of flowers going pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Let's not lose track of the live chat here. Well, no worries. I'm just bringing us back. Eve Deigel is asking how long, when you silicone a tank, how long do you normally let it cure? Okay, so quick explanation on siliconing a tank. So when you do silicone something, it will set overnight, right? It'll be dry, essentially, right? The next day, it'll be dry. Now, here's the issue. Oftentimes, when people think it's dry, that it is cured. Now, over only one night, it is not cured. It will take approximately a week for it to completely cure so that it's safe to use after that. It won't bond correctly. It won't bind up. It won't allow if you put water in it and get water on it, it won't allow the chemical exchange from the oxygen, from the air, for it allow it to cure properly. So if you do re-silicone a tank, set it off somewhere where it's not too hot, not too cold. If you put it in your cold, wet basement or something, if you live somewhere where you have a creepy Buffalo Bill style basement with all the cockroaches in it and stuff, and dead people in a puts the lotion on the skin or gets the hose again, but just put it somewhere where it's not too hot, not too cold. Just you don't need to blow a fan on it, but make sure that there's a little bit of air movement, just a regular place, not a hyperbaric room, and let it do that for a week and set. And now here's the real easy trick that just about anybody can do, unless you don't have the sense of smell. You can actually stick your head in there after about a week and just give it a big sniff, give it a good strong whiff, and if you can't really smell any chemical smell at all,
it's cured.
You're good to go.
Oh,
if
so
you
it's
get
like nail polish.
Yeah, if you get a strong whiff of some kind of chemical-y smell, then you still got some time. You still got some, you have to let it cure a little bit longer. But in my experience, just a standard room around 65 to 70 degrees takes about 1 week, and it will be completely cured by then. And you should really have no problems.
Big Pedro wants to know if I'm in the room, do they still get surprises?
You still get surprises. Surprises! It's probably super loud with 2 mics in here now. I'm not sure. I guess we'll have to try it out. We'll blow up somebody's earballs. The shovel to the head was a surprise. Yeah.
Right.
Vicky is a good surprise. Vicky is here tonight,
Thank
everybody.
you.
If I'm trying to get her to be here every time. And if she's not here, to try and get somebody else. She could really only get supplanted by somebody who's only here for like a couple hours, I guess. Does that make sense? So if we had somebody visiting and wanted to come on, then that's really the only person. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes with her schedule. Her schedule is pretty darn busy. It's probably busier than mine, if you can believe that. Rurutu's saying plants that affix nitrogen into the soil. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wushu Jimmy Brown is here. One of the trainers at the gym brought in a bag of extra habaneros for people that take the caterpillars. The caterpillars ate my peepers. Oh, well, we actually, tonight we had fajitas. So tonight was, it's like a loco lunes, right? The crazy Monday. We had a fajita. We had fajitas here today with some bell peppers, some basil and spices and things from our garden. That was our first bell pepper of the year, so we'll see how that continues on. It was a kind of a spicy bell pepper.
It was.
It was a spicy bell pepper. And let me put it this way. I cut up onions and my eyes don't water. Mainly from being a chef for so long. I cut up 50 pounds, 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 and that was Tuesday morning. And Wednesday morning was coming. So onions don't make my eyes do that anymore. It's really rare if they ever do. But I cut up that bell pepper and it was like, well, oh.
Maybe it was a little early for the bell pepper.
Maybe it's a blended bell pepper, and it is growing right next to the jalapenos. So maybe it's been having a secret conversation to get a spicy bunger. But it was pretty good. We had a good dinner. But that was from that.
Oh yeah, mix in manure or compost. Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have manure and compost. We have chicken manure and chicken manure in our compost. So yeah, Derek Runyon's here. What's up, man? And Tyler Rasmussen. I probably should read this before I read it out loud. But Native Americans grew squash, beans, and corn together. Squash kept the weeds away as a ground cover. Corn grew tall, and the beans grew up of the corn. Grew up the corn above the squash. Symbiosis, and saves tons of space. Yeah, that's that pretty much is exactly what we're talking on about at this point. So yeah, Let's see. I think it smells like vinegar, egg fart smell. You're cute and all, Corvus, but it's more fun with Vicky. Yes, it is more fun with Vicky here. And by the way, just so you know, it does cost an extra $100,000 if Vicky is here. Just so y'all know, right. Just a heads up. You know, I don't want anybody. I don't want anybody knowing that this is going to cost $100,001 because I get $1 and she gets the 100.
Right.
So it seems like a fair split to me, but
what
full
up,
disclosure,
Carson?
That's the deal, right?
Carson made it to the chat.
Oh, Carson's here. Hey, man, what's up? He was here in the chat.
Yes. Inside
the computer before. And Eve Deigel with the Canadian super chat.
Woot,
See
woot.
that? Canadian.
That's C-O.
C-A.
I just thought was like C-A like cash.
No, that's the dollar sign part.
I thought
right.
she was like cash money.
Thank you, Eve, for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. It all goes back into doing this stuff, like getting new mics and a mixer and stuff.
Yeah. Is that so a week for cure time? That sounds a little long.
It's 1 week for the silicone to cure. Yeah, and we talked about that before. And I would say, I know it's killing you. It was murder on me the last time I made glass tanks. And every time that I made glass tanks, it always drove me up the wall. It drove me up the wall. Big time. That they just had to sit over there for a week. But trust me on this, you'd rather have an empty tank sitting over there for a week than a spontaneously empty tank when you fill it up with water and it all falls out of the tank, if you know what I'm saying. When one of the panes separates or the whole thing separates, it's much more enjoyable than it actually falling apart. So, if you know what I mean. Let's see. I don't think I can afford a Vicky stream. Maybe Corvus just making odd mouth noises. Yeah, I mean, we may have to just downgrade back to me making fart noises with my mouth and chirps and whistles and things.
Well, I do a lot of the same.
Well, it's true. Maybe, yeah, maybe that's the thing. Maybe we'll get on here and do the Gods Must Be Crazy stuff.
Right.
Have you seen the Gods Must Be Crazy? Have you seen that?
It's been a long time.
The fake language that they came up with for it is the guys just going and just making like whistle noises and stuff instead of them having an actual language, because then they felt like they would have been making fun of somebody, so they just had them do a fake. They just made noises.
Yeah. When I instantly pictured the Martians from Sesame Street. You remember the Martians?
Oh yeah.
Yip 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 yip.
Yeah,
yip.
That's pretty good. Let's see. Beans also fix nitrogen from the air. Yep, to fertilize for the plants. Legumes are good also.
Green beans. Green beans are the bomb.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get some green beans and peas in.
Snap peas.
Before the end of the season. Although I do have concerns of it being 95 and smoky again because our spinach bolted. Which means that it went straight to seed.
Yeah, that was
we
my
put some
fault.
in, and well, it wasn't really your fault. I mean, you didn't make it be 95 degrees and smoky outside.
No, but it would have been better in the shade if I'd put it in the shade. I put it in a full sun garden bed, and it bolted.
Yeah, I understand. It's not really your fault. I mean, it was just so hot. It was unusually hot out, and smoky and stuff. So the thing is that we're going to try and get more spinach and beans and snap peas, I think, are the ones that I was going to try to throw in before the end of the season. You know, because we could always move the spinach that has bolted. We could try to replant some other spinach there and see what happens over the next couple weeks, but who knows.
I was just going to let it go to seed so we have stuff for next year.
Yeah, we'll still let those go, but we don't necessarily have to grow them right where they're at, right? Or we could grow ones next to it.
I was just going to let that bed go, but because the squash.
Well, either way. Either way, it'll be good. All right, well, we're going to go over to scene 3 here. I'll probably have to make some adjustments to see what happens. Oh, no, we're pretty good. Scene 3, look at this.
Whoa.
Look at how fast Carson drives.
Whoa.
He's an extremely fast driver. Makes your eyes go like this. Um,
that drive looks
so yeah,
familiar.
this is where we were driving down to the BBQ Frag Swap. Actually, it wasn't that far from our house here. And this, anybody that was wondering, this is the Pacific Northwest. What is it? Pacific Northwest Reefers or Pacific Northwest Reef Salt Aquarium, whatever. It's one of the local groups here. So we went here on Saturday. A lot of cool people.
Really cool people.
Good food. Too many chips.
Yeah.
Too many chips. Far too many chips.
Had I known that it was like a potluck thing, I definitely would have brought something. But yeah, there was so many people that had confirmed that they were bringing food that it was kind of like, yeah, you know, it would have just been too much at that point. Which there was a whole bunch of, they had a bunch of extra food. I think we should have had some angel food cake and fruit there, but you know, we had that when we got home. So
yeah, we ate that when we got home. We ate the angel food cake.
Do some Mr. Chips. Say hi, Mr. Chips.
Mr. Chips, making it to the show. I don't know what happened to Biddy Brown.
She's right behind you. Don't roll over.
She flop dog right behind me. But just to give you, some of you guys out there, an idea of what a frag swap looks like. This isn't that different from a lot of frag swaps that I've been to. A lot of people put in a good amount of work to put all this stuff together. A lot of these guys frag all this stuff. They bring their own tanks or tubs or whatever. They bring their own water. Fill up these tanks and stuff, put all the frags out, set up lights. They basically set up an aquarium just kind of on the fly and bring a bunch of stuff. Some of the guys sell the stuff for cash or they trade, and oftentimes they may or may not have some extra stuff that I don't know, sometimes they give stuff away, but it's normally a trade or like a future trade or something like that. But just to give you guys an idea, kind of what like a local frag swap that is fairly organized is like. Definitely some really cool people and some really exceptional aquarists, I guess. Is that what people like to call themselves? Aquarists or aquariumers, aquariuminizers, right?
I don't know.
Either way. Pretty much any kind of frag under the sun. The main thing that I was looking for was some more anemones, but they were all purchased by the time that we got there. We were kind of dilly-dallying because we had Carson brought down all of his corals. That's why I wasn't like really ambitious about buying anything. He brought me his all of his corals because he was breaking down his saltwater tank with the baby that you guys saw the other day, which I will actually post the baby in the aquarium picture at some point in time. I'll post that up here for people to be captured. It's a great place to keep babies. When the babies are getting out of control, you can always just throw them in an aquarium, and they'll be fine. You know, they're entertained, right?
Babies are, woo.
Hot in here.
Ooh.
It's hot in here, you guys.
Yeah, you definitely need a fan in here.
But, well, fans are noisy, babe.
What?
Don't blow into the mic. It's loud as hell.
Oh, is it really?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
This is essentially...
What is MTS?
Just a real basic video of what this is like when you guys some kind of stuff to expect when you go to a saltwater frag swap, which is different than like a plant swap and stuff. Normally when you go to a plant swap or a plant auction or any of this kind of stuff, everything will be all bagged up on tables. Next time I go to one of those, I'll shoot some video at it to give you guys an idea of what that is like. But this is what the saltwater one is like. I hate to put it this way, but the saltwater people really kind of go the extra distance compared to the plant stuff that I've been to. Like I said, you go to plant auctions and that kind of stuff. It's just bagged up stuff on tables and people picking them up and looking at them and all that kind of stuff. So it is kind of a little bit of
of an extra mile here to set up actual reef lights, all the stuff, show you the things, and more often than not, they actually sit there and explain what type of tank.
Multiple tank syndrome.
Is what, yeah, MTS is multiple tank syndrome. See, multiple tank syndrome, the first onset of multiple tank syndrome is when you get your first tank.
I've only had one tank at a time, so I wouldn't know. It's called self-control.
I don't have self-control? Is that what you're saying? I'm drinking water right now. That just goes to show you how much self-control I have.
It's good to know that babies cure MTS. That's really good to know.
Yeah, babies cure the MTS, that's for sure. But let's see. Let's try to catch up with the chat here, you guys. You can always super chat, and I get the highlighted. But this way I have to scroll back. Punky Pam was asking, do you grow any flowers? You talk about that while I read.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember which flowers you have, because you have so many.
Well, I currently have, I inherited a really healthy wisteria when we moved in here, and a really healthy star jasmine that is doing much better now that I gave it some coffee. I inherited a dying gardenia that also likes coffee. A lot of lilies. I have stargazer lilies, and I think the other lilies that came in that bag of bulbs was like the America, the beautiful lilies, which is almost like an inverse of the stargazers. Tiger lilies. And those are the flowers that I planted some calla lilies, but I made the mistake of planting them with a dense composting dirt that held too much moisture, and the colored calla lilies really like arid soil or well-draining soil and lots of heat, like full sun, whereas like the larger white calla lilies that you see are they're more of a water-loving lily, and so I inversed, and they had too much moisture, so the bulbs rotted out on me for the calla lilies. But so that's kind of it for the flower plants, although I do have some other planning to go in. I have black lace elderberry bushes that are going to get transplanted. We have a torch lily. We have 2 torch lilies that bloomed really well. And 50 colors of iris. Ooh, pretty. We have the torch lilies. Get out of here, babe. That did really well. I'm trying to stuff the yard with things that hummingbirds and bees like, because I'm hoping that hopefully next year we will have a beehive around here.
That's a good point. Can you stop chewing your foot, please?
Yeah, please stop doing that. But that's it for the flower plants that I have so far. I'm going to get some bee balm to plant by Joel's garage shop. And what is that? Wisteria?
The birds and
Vine
the bees.
Type, not the tree types. Yeah. I thought wisteria is strictly vining, and that you actually have to train it to be a tree wisteria. Yeah. Can you grow Bergmansia? I'm not quite sure what that is. Is there a way to look that up?
Bergmansia.
Oh, I would love to. I would love to grow some of that up here.
Angel trumpets.
Yeah, those are beautiful. We actually
look at these angel trumpets.
Yeah.
They're beautiful and fragrant. Bergmansia.
We ran into some
Bergmansia.
plants that looked similar to that.
Bergmansia.
Whoa. Whoa. I think you broke Joel with that plant. I would love to grow some of that up here if we can. I'll have to research that a little bit and see.
Angel's trumpet. Yep. Yeah, those are actually really nice. All right. Well, I think everybody's seen that video, and I'm replaying it over and over again.
Did you
But
throw a few of those corals in your pockets? And
no,
run
I didn't
out?
steal anything because I'm not a thief. But like I said, I'd already brought in all the stuff from Carson's tank, so it really just seemed foolish to like go buy anything or get anything else because I already have all that stuff to deal with and make sure that that's going to be healthy and everything. So far, I haven't shot any video on it yet, but I definitely will be. I'll be home on Wednesday and Thursday this week, so I'll actually be shooting a bunch of video, editing video, and doing some live streams and stuff while I'm here, along with finishing up some of the shrimp paintings so that we'll be ready to unveil them when we come back from outer space, aka Alaska.
Nanu.
Oh, speaking of that, we forgot to do the advertising, you guys. All right. Get ready for the advertising with Vicky. If you want to support the channel, you go over to darkstararts.com. That's my website, and you just click on the Amazon banner. You can go there and you can buy wrenches, stickers, and these kind of crazy little erasers. Right? It doesn't change the price or anything like that. It just makes Amazon give us the advertising for sending you there. Another way to support, just like Eve Daigle there, you can super chat and throw a couple bucks down there to help us put together a better and better live stream and videos and all that kind of stuff if you like. Or you can always go over to patreon.com and become a patronizer of the patronization whilst patronizing patronizers. You can go from $1 up to $100 million if you're Jeff Bezos, or Bill Gates doesn't watch anything, so we know it's not him, but maybe Paul Allen's watching. Ding! And you can go from $1 up to whatever you guys want to do, and it only charges you once a month. Plus, we'll have some other updates and stuff coming up there. But just keep in mind, nothing at the Patreon page will ever be behind a paywall. We want to get rid of all the advertising altogether and have all this kind of stuff be fan-funded by you guys so that you guys have a chance to come talk, and we have a chance to reply and all of that kind of stuff, and keep the community going. That's kind of the whole thing here. Definitely keeping the community and all that stuff going. And Rurutu is going to buy a GPU tomorrow, and that is a fantastic way to use the Amazon link. If you clicked on the Amazon link months and months ago, just remember, anytime you click on some other pop-up ad or whatever, they're going to get the advertising. So I've talked about this before on the live stream, that if there is somebody else that you would want to support through their Amazon banner, hey man, I understand. There's a bunch of charities and all that kind of stuff. If you want to support those guys, just remember, if you clicked on any of those Amazon banners and it's been a long time and you've accidentally clicked on some pop-up ad or any of that kind of crap on Facebook or something, they're going to get the advertising. So remember, if you're like Rurutu and you're going to go buy something very specific from Amazon and you know that's what you're going to go do, make sure you go to somebody's Amazon banner beforehand. Otherwise, Facebook or whatever those crappy pop-up ad people, they're gonna get the advertising fee, which is never good. So just bear that in mind. Just a hint to you guys. If I understand if you don't want to support us, that's totally cool. It doesn't make me mad or anything. That's fine. I understand. But if there's some other thing that you want to support, just make sure you go and do that. If it's been a long time since you clicked on it. And then the easy, free, super cheap way is to come here to support the channel, is to come here and chat, watch the videos, subscribe, click the share button, click the like button, go to MySpace and share it out on MySpace, or what is it, AOL?
I don't think
AOL.
MySpace is going to help.
You go to
Does
AOL.
anybody even use MySpace anymore?
You could share it on AOL and MySpace.
Oh.
And you could also go to a bulletin board. You could go to a bulletin board and put it up on a bulletin board.
No.
Could you send it, page it to somebody? Could you beep somebody? Could you rotary phones call somebody?
Where's the banner I need to click on?
So
I always buy from Amazon.
Eve, if you go to Dark Star Arts, hold on, let me.
www.darkstararts.com, and in the upper right hand corner there is an Amazon link. Was it? No, it's a link to the Amazon store where you've posted items that you
There's actually
purchased.
an Amazon banner there on Dark Star
You have
Arts.
to click on the Amazon banner logo
Yeah,
to
you
go
can just click on the
general.
Yeah, you can just click on the
purchasing.
Amazon banner. The store's not on there anymore. Just the banner is up there now because the store is actually going to go away. So those of you, if you guys remember, I built a store to show you guys some of the products. Amazon is taking that away. They're taking that away from everybody. No one is going to be able to have that anymore. So you can't put like your favorite stuff up in there. So if you go to darkstararts.com, you click through the Amazon banner at the top, and then go buy your stuff right away before you accidentally click on some other pop-up advertising while you're just trying to talk to your friends on Facebook. Right?
Yeah.
You're like, Chris Pratt and Anna Faris are getting divorced. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to see what happened. Oh, crap. It was a pop-up ad. Those jerk-offs are going to end up getting it.
That guy was asking a question about a stand building a stand.
Oh, that guy. Oh, that guy's got pandas.
Panda
oh,
guy.
it's a three-eared space panda.
Whoa.
Three-eared space panda. Let's see. Prices were really reasonable. Oh, wait, hold on. What did I miss? Your Amazon link. Wait, what? Who retracted a Hey, F you too. You retracted a message.
Hey,
what happened?
you too. That's
Yeah.
the best.
It's a good name.
It's a good name.
The first time
It's
I
a
saw
good
it, I was
screen
just
name.
laughing.
Yes. I think he accidentally posted the same thing twice.
Oh, okay. Prices were really reasonable. Let's see. Okay, that guy says my 180 gallon tank should be here this weekend or next. I'm building the stand. Should I use styrofoam under it? I've never used styrofoam before, but my largest tank is a 75 gallon. Well, here's a question. So is it an acrylic tank? If it's an acrylic tank, most people want to use styrofoam underneath their stand if they build their stand out of wood or whatnot. I take the efforts to make sure that my stands are pretty much laser straight and sand any high points down when I build the top of my stand. That's the reason for the styrofoam underneath an acrylic tank, is in order to any of those little high points or any of that kind of stuff to not stress the acrylic overly stress the acrylic with like something that was poking up towards the flat base of an acrylic tank. If it's a glass aquarium, there you go. There you go. Says it's a glass aquarium. So on those glass aqueons, they actually have a big plastic rim, around the bottom that will actually handle all that for you. So you won't need to put any kind of foam or anything underneath it. It should be pretty much ready to go. Just set it up on the stand and get it ready to go. You might want to put some kind of insulation underneath it if you happen to be in a space where you're thinking that it's going to be really cold under there or something. But other than that, you really won't need anything. And especially an Aqueon tank actually has a built base around the bottom. It's just like Vicky's 75 that she has there. She has that plastic base around it that will hold the whole thing together. So don't worry about putting any kind of foam underneath it. But that's why people put that foam sheeting underneath an acrylic tank, is any kind of high points or anything like that could cause some undue stress. And a rimless tank is built like an acrylic tank, so that any of those kind of high points with all that weight pushing down on it could cause a crack, or in acrylic's case, crazing and that kind of stuff, which could weaken it.
We have amazing radio DJ voices.
You two have amazing radio DJ voices. Well, thanks to me.
Yes.
Because
yes,
we got this all set up. I set up and mix everybody's voices. If you guys watch the unboxing live stream, I actually show you guys all the equipment here that came in, and then the live stream before that everyone hated was the one I was showing. I was going through a lot of the stuff, what I screwed up starting my YouTube channel, where I spent money and I shouldn't have, and that kind of stuff. You can actually check out all the equipment. It's one of the reasons that we sound so good. I mean, also, we have exceedingly sexy voices in real life already. So, when you get down to it, I just put all this equipment here so that it looks real cool when we do it. Right?
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
But thank you. I appreciate it.
Star-Lord is getting divorced.
Star-Lord is getting divorced. Chris Pratt
It
and
is sad.
Anna Faris
Yeah.
are for some reason splitting.
I thought they're just separated. I didn't see that they were actually getting
They're
divorced,
legally
but-
separated, but I honestly... So I listened to Anna's podcast.
Anna Faris.
Anna Faris has
Oh,
a
you would.
podcast. It's a good podcast. They have good guests on it and stuff. And she's pretty funny, actually, like just being a person.
Yeah.
And
Isn't
she has this dude.
She's from Edmonds, isn't she?
Yeah, and he's from Washington also. He's from what's north of
Smoky Point.
east of Smoky Point. South and east. So Smoky Point, Marysville, what's that thing over there? It's not Snohomish, but it's just north of Snohomish.
Arlington.
Like Arlington. It's not Lakewood. Crap.
Lakewood's south.
I gotta look this up.
Now we're all over the map. All of a sudden, Arlington and Lakewood are close by.
Where's the map? You guys, where's the map?
Well, just Google where Chris Pratt is from.
Maps. Well, it's right up here. What? Lake Stevens. See?
Oh.
Marysville. Okay, it was a little south. Arlington. It wasn't Arlington. He's from Lake Stevens. That's where he's from.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's like here to here. I mean, it's where they're from. Which is like sort of how close Vicky and I grew up. High fives.
We were closer than that.
So I'm just saying, sort of, we're close. I mean, I basically lived in Lake Stephen.
God. Are you? So you're like pretty much Chris Pratt then?
Yeah, then you're like Anna Faris.
Oh, I don't think I'm anything.
You're like the brown-haired Anna Faris.
I don't know that that's true.
Right, you're different people, but no, she has a good podcast. Anyhow,
but
this has turned into a
she's
live stream about some other people. But
Yeah.
yeah. But,
Okay,
all right.
back
well,
to
either way,
back to
they're getting separated. I think it just has to do with money, honestly, realistically.
what?
Yeah, I think they're separating their finances.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But anyhow.
Back to fish tankery.
But yeah, but that glass tank should be fine. You
Brimless
shouldn't have
glass
to put
tank.
anything underneath
Can
it.
use styrofoam.
Thanks for the information. Yep,
Special.
cool. I want to be a special guest now that is a dual cast.
Yes.
Pedro, if you want to come to Tacoma, you can be
Where-
on the live cast. I have to meet you at a Starbucks or something ahead of time.
Where's Pedro?
And if you try
from?
to stab me or anything, then it'll just only we'll get blood on Starbucks. Right?
My voice is mower.
It's more sexy.
Mower.
No, the Rurutu's voice is more sexy.
Mower sexy. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we want guests. We want guests to come on.
I have the voice of a 13-year-old girl. I would enjoy that. That would be funny.
That would be great.
Are you a grown man with the voice of a 13-year-old girl? That sounds good. Granite Falls. Chris Pratt is from my dream. I like that. So, all right. Well, what else do we have to talk about? Not too much. We only have one super chatter. We talked about the Patreon. We talked about that stuff. We are going to Alaska, so the big break is coming up.
Yeah,
and,
is anybody in Alaska?
Our big break from the YouTubery is coming in 3 days. So the 17th will be the last one until the big break, and that will be the 90th day that we've been doing this live stream experiment and all that. And then Vicky and I will be gone for that period of time until whenever. And our house sitters will be here taking care of the house and everything for us. So we'll be gone. And then we're going to come back and we're going to really make a strong decision in regards to what we want to keep doing with the production of this. It's like that's one of the things that we've talked about and has to do with just us making a decision onto what's going on in our lives. So I don't.
I think my hopes for the
Why did this thing drop out?
That's weird.
Oh,
There
we
it
go.
is.
Now it's back.
I think my hopes for your YouTube channel is a little bit different than what your hopes are. Oh, Nisi lives in Alaska, but
Well, either way,
I had hoped that we'd go on the road like Antique Roadshow, but for aquariums,
Yeah.
fish keepers, and be like, here we are in Alaska visiting
Right.
da-da-da's tank and
right.
doing that. But
Right, but when we get back, we're going to be making the decision in regards to the checking out the analytics and what's going on with that. So if you guys want to, if this is the format that you guys want to keep going, just let me know. You know, you can send in a message. You can do that stuff. You can share out the ones that you like on the face page or whatever, and bump them up if you want to. If not. It's really kind of up to you guys, because I can only promote this as much as I can promote it. And if you guys want to promote it, cool. If not, that's cool too. I can always go back to making 2-minute videos with like blast beats in the background and time lapses in the intro, and just seems like every YouTube video now looks like Casey Neistat produced it. I swear to God, and that is starting to bug the crap out of me. So. This is what I like doing, and we would like to get guests here. We would like to go to places. We would like to do all that kind of stuff. But we can't really, can't just do that on our own.
we're coming to New
We're going to go to
Zealand.
Joel Gillett's house. So
Joel, we're coming for you.
that is, that's something that's just going to happen, regardless of what, is going on. So, like I said, it's really up to you guys. If you guys want to promote it and get it out there, let people know to watch it. Like Facebook's a really easy way to do it, that kind of stuff. If that's something that you guys want to do, that's an easy avenue to go about doing it. As I've talked to people like Punky Pam, it's not all about just super chats or money or any of this kind of stuff, because I'm going to keep working and paying the mortgage, or I don't pay the whole thing. I pay my half of the stuff, so I'm gonna keep working and all that stuff and all of that. So it's not like, hey, I need you guys to pay my bills or anything, right? So the easy way to support would be just to share it out, watch it, like it, and get the stuff out there if it's something that you guys want to do. But either way, we've got a lot of good stuff coming, regardless. But we may be changing format or whatever. Like I said, there's this last 2-week period of the summertime where we're basically going to be gone, and then we're going to come back. We'll be back basically.
We're coming back on the 24th.
I'll be back on the 28th for sure. So the last 3 or 4 days of
shenanigans.
what?
Road rage shenanigans. When we get back on the 24th.
Yes.
We raged to Mount Baker for rafting, and then
yes, I just said I'll be back on YouTube on the 28th, which is Monday. That right there. We're looking at the calendar.
Yes, dear.
Yeah, we go other places on our vacation.
I was just trying to tell them what we were doing, the other awesome stuff that we were doing on our vacation.
Yes, and what I was explaining is that I'll be back on YouTube for sure on the 28th. Maybe before that, depending on
YouTube.
Yes, this is what I was trying to say. I'll be back here on YouTube on the 28th, so there will be 3 or 4 days in the August there, right at the end, that will come back and we'll talk about all this stuff over the last few days of August, once we've checked out all the analytics and had a discussion, not on live, and figure out where we're going from here. But did you misinterpret what I was saying?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think I checked out for
I was
a second.
I was saying that like on the Monday the 28th, I'll for sure be back on YouTube. Right.
Got it. Well, I kind of
we'll be back here.
Checking out a little bit because somebody was mentioning Alaska, and if Russia used to own Alaska, yes.
Yeah, Alaska, the state
United
that Russia
States
used to own.
Took Alaska from Russia.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
That's why you see a lot of Russian Orthodox churches in Alaska.
Yeah, Nisi is up there, and also somebody else that escapes my mind, but we will be up in Alaska and doing a bunch of nature stuff. I'm gonna go kick a bear in the butt and run away. You know, like
I don't know that I'm that brave.
I'm just gonna go super fast. I'm gonna go super fast and escape because I'm quick. You know, and strong.
What he really means is that if he agitates a bear, he's just gonna trip me on
I'm
his
gonna
way
run
out.
away.
He's just gonna trip me on his way out.
I'm gonna run away.
Need to go hunt some
But we'll
wild
be going to
pigs
do that,
roast
and
it.
hopefully we'll be able to meet some people in Alaska if that works out. As I've said before, darkstararts.com. My email is on there. You guys can contact me. You can always email me on YouTube. My contact is around. If you guys are interested in trying to meet up or this or that or the other thing, then you can always contact me, and I will get back to you one way or another, and we can figure stuff out. So there's a lot of availability for stuff that's coming up. One of the big projects that I've been talking about on the live stream here is hopefully getting a modular 22,000 gallon tank that we'll be able to take around someday in the future. Who knows? But I can't buy that myself. I just don't have the money to do it. I've never even had enough money to put that down, to put a down payment on
Not
that.
a 700-gallon tank that's free on a trailer?
No, the 22,000 is actually a container. It's a shipping container. Yeah. So that's something that we really would be interested in doing. And then Vicky and I will drive the semi around as a tandem couple, singing songs like "We Got a Great Big Convoy Trucking Through the Night."
Not our normal. Not our normal.
We got a great big convoy. Ain't she a beautiful sight? Convoy.
Oh. I like our normal singing to each other from the other side of the house.
Yeah, but either way, that's one of the big projects that we're interested in doing and
Just
stuff.
get one of those limos with a pool in it. It's close enough.
Yeah, we get one of those sweet 1983 limo with a hot tub in the back,
Yes.
and we could put $240 worth of pudding
Yeah.
in it, Barry and Levon style. Oh, I lost you on a Barry and Levon. All right. Well, let's check the chat here real quick. We got a super chat from Joel Gillett, straight out of New Zealand style monies. And thank you very much, Joel Gillett. I appreciate all of the stuff that you do here. And I do need to message you back, which I will. Maybe not tonight. Maybe tomorrow. I'll message you back because we got to chat about some stuff. I always forget when it's a good time to chat with Joel Gillett. But either way,
Halfway there with Airlines Mile.
have a great night tonight. Thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks to all the Patreon guys. I can't open who's a patronizer on this computer right now, so you know who you are, and I love you.
Joel. Evie?
Eve. That's Eve.
Eve.
That's Eve Daigle.
And Joel?
That's the Quebecois.
Yes.
That's the Quebecois. Eve Daigle.
Quebecois.
Quebecois.
Oui.
Right? I think.
I don't.
I might be saying that wrong, or be completely 100% wrong. I don't know. But Eve Daigle and Joel Gillett, thanks for your super chats, and everybody, thank you for tuning in and chatting and doing all that stuff, the stuff that you do, asking questions and doing the big surprises. Surprises. It's always good. Cover up your earballs because here comes the later.